Thanks and welcome to join me on the 6:15. I'm Kejan Henry at Timmy. We begin with our headlines. All candidates cleared for Cameroon's October 12 presidential election have now validated their ballot papers, ballot colors, official photos, and campaign emblems at the Lekan headquarters in Yaoundé. The process, which closed on August 11, marks a key milestone as the campaign season near its official start. And what was once a smelling congested garbage heap along the Azuri Old Town Church Junction fence in Bamenda Hospital is now a neatly maintained public garden. This transformation actually comes after repeated media reports by Canal International, which actually pressured authorities to address health risk and traffic congestions caused by the neglected site. And after years of instability, insecurity, and economic stagnation, the people of Mundemba are beginning to see signs of a change. Renewed local initiatives and government promises of security have sparked hope for a return to normal life. Forbes stories. Thanks and welcome to join me. I'm Kejan Henry at Timbe. Of course, our respective platforms are open for consultation on Canal International. Now we begin from Yaoundé, where all the candidates that have been cleared for Cameroon's October 12 presidential election have actually confirmed their official photos, campaign emblems, as well as their ballot color papers. That was done at the Lekam's headquarters in Yaoundé. The process, which actually closed on the 11th of August, is actually marking a milestone, a key one, of course, as the campaign season is officially closer. Details with Hyacinthia.
A busy day for room 313 of the elections Cameroon headquarters in Yaoundé, as candidates rush in for the validation of their ballot paper colors and emblems ahead of the October 12 presidential election. Unique colors and symbols carefully selected to suit their party visions.
We have chosen color orange, the color of confidence, the color of communication.
This is not major change because everybody know our color is the yellow and the white and at the bottom, and we all know that our logo will not change. We have modified it to ensure the quality. We came with our candidate photo, and the picture of our candidate is also actualized.
Looking forward for the printed copies in process at the National Printing Press, the candidates reiterate their next steps as the election day approaches.
We are responding to the expectations of Cameroonians, and in this confidence relationship, we are convinced that we deserve the confidence of Cameroonians.
We are preparing our candidate, preparing our team to master political things in Cameroon.
Oh, we go now to prepare our electoral campaign. From now, we will go to with the commission of the selection of our representative in local commission vote, and to go to the training. We will know to train them just to make them be able to fully do their job on the day of election.
And as of this August 11, 2025, deadline for the process, all the candidates have validated their different emblems.
The presidential elections, the Electoral Management Board, the Elecam, has actually continuous preparation ahead of the elections. One of the major innovations for this year is the setting up of what is known as Elecam's call center, which is going to permit the electorate to make sure they fit they are fed with persistent information. Once more, Hyson.
New in the headquarters of Elections Cameroon in Yaoundé, the call center is equipped with computers, fixed phones with each box having a permanent agent to respond to calls from the toll-free number.
1508 1508. Voilà, 1508, c'est le numéro de communication.
The purpose of the center ahead of the upcoming presidential election is clear.
This center of communication is very important for us to give the information to the electors, 20 hours to 20 hours, and all the questions relating the electoral process till October 2025.
The Director General of Elections, Eric Esose, also emphasizes that the modern technology is to fast-track the electoral processes, curbing all forms of malpractices.
Thanks very much, Hachin Chair. We continue with our news, and of course, after years of instability, insecurity, and economic stagnation in the southwest or restive region of the country, the people of Mundemba are beginning to see signs of a change. And of course, this renewed local initiative and government's promises of security has sparked what is known as hope for a return to normalcy. Let's meet our Southwest Regional Chief Correspondent, Ines Daniel Ondwabala.
The people of Nzian Division in the Southwest region see a glimmer of hope after a long nightmare marked by political and security tension. The senior divisional officer of Nzian, Gilbert Gibai Baldena, has urged the new divisional officer of Mundemba to strengthen collaboration with defense and security forces, traditional authorities, and the local population to preserve peace and strive for the return of calm.
Population of Mundemba subdivision, by decree of the President of the Republic, which has just been read to you. This is your new divisional officer, Mr. Jawa Emmanuel. Take command.
Jawa Emmanuel takes over the leadership of Mundemba subdivision, a strong signal of the state's commitment to fully restore its authority in this part of Cameroon.
The role of the new divisional officer is to consolidate that situation by the maintenance of peace and social cohesion between the population, to combat the underground economy, and especially to fight hard against terrorism and maritime piracy.
This installation marks a new chapter for Mundemba subdivision, where population hold high expectation, particularly in terms of access to basic social services, economic revival, and the strengthening of social cohesion.
Thanks very much, Ines Daniel Ondwabala. And we move over to the Northwest region, precisely in Bamenda, where what was once a smelling, congested garbage heap along the Aziri Old Church Junction from the Bamenda Regional Hospital, friends, is now a neatly maintained public garden. This transformation actually comes after repeated reports from Canal International media, which actually pressured the authorities to make sure they address the health risk and traffic congestion caused by the neglected site. With calls from our Northwest Chief Correspondent, Annie Collins, and Gladys Dibang reports.
Traders and other inhabitants of the Aziri Old Church Junction in Bamenda 2 subdivision have for some time now been living a sigh of relief following the clearing of the huge pile of garbage that used to be on this spot.
And this will be more with good ventilation in this area. At times when we pass here, we always get a very bad scent. And the place is very good now, very okay now. And I love that. I love what they are doing. So pray that they should develop the town because the town is not really developed. They should develop it right up to Manto Street.
The decay bunch of refuse emitting tremendous stench from urine and feces in sharp contrast to the regional hospital on the other side of the fence have now been transformed into a public garden, thereby saving many people from airborne diseases.
I was no longer selling again. They did cut my business off. I was dying of hunger. Which I have a business place that I'm selling there. And I was even having breathing problems because of the dirt. Because I cannot contain the smell, the odor that was coming out of the dirt.
At first, you cannot stand and buy. There's a lot of flies that were around. So at least it's better. And even the traffic that was around here, you cannot see the traffic again.
The beautiful flowers and other plants sprouting from the new garden is bringing a new lease of life around the HO building of Azuri Old Church Junction. The choir head is said to have played an important role in helping the disposal, thereby also helping in the free flow of the transition from garbage to garden comes a few months after Canal International ran a series of reports on the pile of garbage that was sometimes abandoned for several months.
Traveling from Marwa to Kuseri in Cameroon's far north region is becoming increasingly costly, with transport fare jumping from 15,000 to 20,000 francs CFA, and transporters are blaming the deteriorating state of the route and very high fare cost. Maureen D reports with cares from our far north chief correspondent Haminu Aliu.
At the ticketing agency in Marwa, the fare for the Marwa-Kuseri journey now stands at 20,000 francs CFA. This increase is particularly burdensome for travelers in the region, as the posting of the roads extends travel times, according to some transporters. I just want to go and greet my family, but I can't do so.
Marwa
Kuseri is 20,000 francs. Before it used to be 15,000 francs CFA. Today it has gone up to 20,000 francs. This is because of the bad state of the road. Despite the fare hike, passenger numbers remain steady, indicating the essential nature of these routes for many commuters. I am presently loading my car to hit the road to Kuseri. I don't know at what time I will arrive. And there's a lot of harassment too. The road between Yagwa, Marwa, Bugul, it used to take 5 hours. Today it's 7 hours. And between Marwa, Kuseri, the situation is bad. You can spend 2 days on the road before you reach Jamina. This is due to the bad state of the road.
C'est plus grave encore.
The recent fare adjustments align with nationwide trends. In response, transport unions have revised pricing structures to offset rising operational costs. As the nation navigates these economic challenges, the situation underscores the need for infrastructural improvement and sustainable transport policies to alleviate the burden on commuters.
And we stayed in the northern region of the country, where a vital life wire between Garwa and Bodanke, that is in the north region of the country, has been severed after torrential rains destroyed a gondola bridge. The collapse of the bridge has isolated communities and, of course, disrupting trade between Cameroon and Nigeria. I'm Gladys Diba.
A man narrowly escapes drowning while attempting to swim across the river. Livestock swept away by the currents, and desperate residents carrying goats on their heads, while travelers struggle to host motorbikes over makeshift crossings. This is the situation that prevails as the Gulungu Bridge in Bandeke Garwa in the North region has been split in two following torrential downpour in the area. We are overwhelmed by the situation on the Nakong road. Now we have to pay 1,000 francs just to transport our motorbikes across the river. There is no road anymore. We, the bike riders, are really suffering.
Voici le pont qui vient de nous lâcher. Ça part d'il y a 5 ans.
The bridge was already in a bad shape, and the rains have now completely destroyed it. We don't know what to do. Our parents live here, our farms are here, and all our activities depend on this road. We are blocked. 2 localities, Woro, Labo, and Nakong, are bearing the brunt of the disruption. For many here, cross-border and inter-town travel is the lifeline of their livelihoods. Now cut off and frustrated, residents say they no longer know where to turn. Schools will soon resume and many students live across the river. With the bridge damaged, our children will not be able to go to school. Today is Nakong Market Day, but people could not go because of the broken bridge. The collapse has effectively isolated Garua from Bandeke, a crucial border town that channels a steady flow of goods to and from Nigeria. This is a bridge that links Nigeria to Cameroon. If it is destroyed, it will certainly affect our economy. This is not the first time the community has been plunged into crisis. In 2022, the same bridge gave way, claiming the lives of students and several others. That tragedy remains fresh in people's minds, fueling fears that history could repeat itself.
Thanks very much, Gladys. And in Melong Valleys, in the Mungo division, where Cameroon's indigenous communities, notably the Mbororo people, actually commemorated the 31st edition of the International Indigenous People Day. And of course, there was this focus on the use of artificial intelligence. That celebration actually culminated in the training of the Mbororos in social economy. More in the report.
The 31st International Day of World's Indigenous People was celebrated in Melong, commemorated under the theme Indigenous People and Artificial Intelligence, Defending Rights, Shaping the Future. The event, August 8th, brought together indigenous communities, notably the Mbororo people, to discuss the intersection of traditional lifestyles and emerging technologies.
Indigenous peoples are persons who like to live in their natural habitat, away from foreign civilization, away from modern techniques. They like to be attached to their lands, to their cultures, to their way of life, to their food. They don't want any interference, they don't want any integration with the other communities. So we are here to celebrate them.
Celebrations presided over by the divisional officer, backed by the divisional delegation of social affairs, featured cultural performances, discussions on implications of artificial intelligence, and exhibitions showcasing traditional crafts.
We have noticed over the years that with a lot of sensitization, most of them are moving out of their communities and trying to integrate with the other communities around them. We see them having more and more these days civil status documents like birth certificates, marriage certificates.
In the lead up to the event, the Divisional Delegation of Social Affairs, supported by Technical Operations Unit and Boskuda, organized a week-long series of activities. They included capacity building in soap making for Mbororo women, tree planting, human investment initiatives, media campaigns, and more. All aims at educating and engaging the community on the importance of integrating indigenous perspective in technological advancements. It should be noted, the Mbororo, known for their pastoral way of life, have historically maintained a distinct cultural identity, often resisting integration that might erode their traditions. As AI technologies advance, concerns arise about potential cultural misrepresentation and exclusion if indigenous voices are not excluded in technological developments.
Thanks very much, Maureen D. for drawing the cuttings for this edition of the 650 with me, Kejang Henry at Timbin. Of course, in which you got information that all the candidates that were declared for Cameroon's October 12 presidential elections have now validated their ballot papers. Lee Piju will be coming up with the debrief, the actuality. From all of us, it's goodbye.